So let's situate the question properly. If you remember, I joined the Labour Party before Peter Obi. Okay? So I didn't join the Labour Party with him. And he has communicated me that he was leaving the Labour Party. And I gave him my blessings that I remain in the Labour Party. And I told him that I'll have to continue the struggle to rescue the Labour Party. That is the party that brought me to power. If we fight and get to the end, we can rescue the Labour Party, then we can now discuss options. But for now, I am not defecting with him.
The new coalition. First of all, Happy New Year to you all. Wishing that 2026 will be prosperous for us. Now, something happened yesterday that we are going to talk about today. The new coalition, Peter Obi joins ADC. 2025 ends with a political earthquake in Enugu. Peter Obi, the man who electrified Nigeria in 2025, has stepped into a new battlefield. This time with the African Democratic Congress, or ADC. Wow. Today's story isn't just about the man called Peter Obi. It is about a divided nation yearning for change. That is what matters. Nigeria wants a change. As the clock was ticking towards midnight on December 31st, 2025, a bold declaration echoed across Nigeria. A coalition to challenge the ruling APC and redefine leadership in Africa's most populous nation. Peter Obi rose to prominence with millions of Nigerians, especially youth, identifying with his call for accountability, unity, and economic revival. But after fractures inside the Labour Party, political actors began to seek a new unified platform for 2027.
The Labour Party presidential candidate arrives at the Alaba International Market in Lagos to solicit for the support of traders ahead of the presidential election. Security operatives attempt to contain the excited crowd who were on hand to welcome him and his team. Mr. Obi charges his supporters to go out on election day and vote for the Labour Party without fear of any retribution.
Let nobody scare you. If anybody tell you that you are from this place, if you vote this, something will happen. Telling that Peter Obi said, nobody's the owner of Nigeria. We all own this country. If they want it to be, we will be there. Let nobody scare you. Stay where you are and vote.
He also assures them that he will improve the infrastructure in the market.
I'm a trader like you. I'll defend you. All this suffering we are suffering today, traders will be great again. Trading will be a good business again. Alaba will be great again. We will celebrate people in Alaba. That's what it should be. That's what I came this morning.
The ADC, once a smaller party, became a refuge for growing opposition unity. Leaders from different regions and parties have placed their hopes in it, united by one goal: to rescue Nigeria from poor governance and division. In Enugu, Peter Obi stood with senators, former governors, and political heavyweights. He spoke of insecurity, unemployment, and how leadership failure, not lack of resources, has strangled Nigeria's potential.
The last day of 2025. So we are ending this year with a hope that in 2026 we will begin a journey of rescue of our country. For proper socio-economic development that will be unifying and inclusive. We have all watched those who benefited from our democracy sometime now become accessories to destroying our democracy, either through coercion and gangsterism against the opposition. We cannot allow this to happen. We will resist it. We've now seen people who benefited in our democracy be part of celebrating electoral fraud publicly. And we are saying that those who are planning to rig an election in Nigeria come 2027, we will resist it by every means lawful and legitimate. And we are urging this happen because we have weakness, which we are urging them in the coming election. We must do whatever it is to follow the rules and the regulation, starting by educational qualification for eligibility to sit for any election. We can no longer be where they are asking whether this person went to school or not. We have 1 year now to determine who went to school and who didn't go to school. We have 1 year now for people to tell us the school they attended. And when they left those schools, we don't want it to be something we go to court after election. They say it's pre-election matter. We have pre-election situation now to verify everybody who wants to contest the election for Nigeria. And we must follow that. Our commitment is about Nigeria. In all my touring and everything, we are committed to a better Nigeria, and we found all the studies that we have followed religiously, and I'm going to mention a few to tell you why it is important what we are doing here today and why we must follow it, and know that two things are critical if we are going to turn around Nigeria. We must stay united. Nigeria today is not united. We must ensure the unity of the country. We must ensure we have competent leadership. I have followed by studies of where we have conflict, where we have strife, where there's disunity, and where there's unity, and what it brought about.
Yes, there were controversies. Not everyone welcomed the move. The Labour Party labeled it a political misstep. Analysts argue whether this strengthens or weakens opposition hopes. Some even ask, has Obi given up grassroots loyalty for political ambition? What next for 2027? With echoes of protests against rigging and calls for electoral reform, the stage is set. Obi and his coalition vow to defend people's will, legally and with determination. Nigeria stands at a crossroads. Unity or division. Power or people's choice. 2027 begins now. This move was not sudden. It was inevitable. Anyone who followed Nigerian politics closely knew this day would come. After 2023, the Labour Party became a broken vehicle. Endless court cases, leadership confusion, factional fights, no clear national structure. A politician planning 2027 cannot wait inside a collapsing house. So emotionally painful as it may be for some Obedients, politically, Obi staying in LP would have been irrational. This was not betrayal, it was survival. And here is why ADC makes strategic sense, even if it's not popular. Let's be honest, ADC is not popular, ADC is not loved, ADC has no mass following on its own, but ADC has something Labour Party lost, a neutral platform, fewer internal landmines, room for coalition building, leaders who understand elite negotiations. ADC is being used as a container, not a movement. In Nigerian politics, containers win elections, not emotions. Looking at it from a Southeast angle, symbolism is strong but risky. Doing the declaration in Enugu was deliberate. It sends a message. The Southeast is politically awake. We will not be spectators in 2027. We are organizing early. But here is the danger. If this coalition ends up dominated by old political forces or trading principles for power sharing, then the Southeast risks being used as a launch fuel, not decision makers. History has done this to the region before. Obi's biggest test has now begun, not APC. Many people think APC is Obi's main challenge. No. Obi's biggest challenge is managing expectations. The Obidient Movement is young, emotional, idealistic, anti-old politics. ADC, however, is elite-driven, negotiation-heavy, compromise-oriented. This is a clash of political cultures. If Obi fails to explain this transition properly, he risks losing moral authority, confusing his base, appearing like another politician. Communication will decide everything. Looking at the Labour Party's reaction, it was emotional, it wasn't strategic. Labour Party's attacking Obi publicly was a mistake. It made them look bitter, wounded, unserious. A mature party would have said, "We respect his decision and wish him well." Instead, they confirmed why many people already felt LP was not ready for power. Politics rewards discipline, not tantrums. Does this guarantee Obi a 2027 ticket? No. This is where many people are lying to themselves. ADC is a coalition platform, not Obi's personal property. That means negotiations, possible primaries, elite bargaining, zoning arguments. Obi has influence, yes, but nothing is guaranteed. If he misplays his stage, he could be outmaneuvered quietly. Here is the bigger picture Nigerians must understand. This move tells us one truth. 2027 will not be APC versus one party. It will be APC versus a forced alliance. The alliance may succeed only if they remain united, if they agree on one candidate early, if they protect votes ruthlessly, if they avoid ego wars. Otherwise, APC will win again easily. Peter Obi has stepped from movement politics into coalition warfare. Any coalition politics in Nigeria is brutal, quiet, and unforgiving. This broadcast is based on verified reports and is not political advice. It explains events as they unfold.